From surging rent to rising costs at the grocery store and gas pumps, it's no surprise that many Canadians are finding ways to save every little bit they can. A recent survey by Leger conducted for BNN Bloomberg and RATESDOTCA reveals that inflation is causing many to leave their car at home in favor of cheaper alternatives, such as walking, biking, taking public transit, or even trying to work from home more. For more on the survey's results, we're joined by Shmuel, managing editor of RATESDOTCA. Great to have you, John. I wonder if you could just walk us through, first of all, who we're talking about here who relies on a car, to get to work on a daily basis. I'm in Toronto. It's already a pretty diversified place in terms of how people travel and commute, but that's definitely not the case everywhere.
Yeah, so this was a cross-country survey of more than 1,500 Canadians. We found that 75% actually use a vehicle right now to get to work. And we've done similar surveys in past years. This is one of the highest levels we've seen. And after the pandemic, we saw more and more Canadians opting for vehicle transport to work rather than public transit, for instance, just because of fears of COVID-19. And clearly we're at a point where people are reconsidering given the high costs. Now, who is most likely to commute to work by car in Canada? Those over 35 are more likely to commute, and those with higher incomes. So an interesting mix when looking at the survey.
Okay, and so what are they saying in terms of the cost of everything impacting how they choose to travel?
Yeah, so 11% of Canadians right now say that they are actually altering the way that they commute to work because of high costs. So these people are no longer opting for a car, for instance. They're choosing public transit, or they're choosing to walk or cycle. So that's kind of an immediate group where you're seeing change. Now, 18% plan to make some change that will help them save on commute costs to work. This includes things like asking for more work from home days of their employer. So that's kind of an interesting stat as well.
Yeah, totally. I'm trying to just change it foundationally, I suppose you could say, or fundamentally, just so that you don't actually have to do any sort of commute.
Yeah, exactly. 48% of Canadians right now are saying that they plan in general to try to reduce their transportation costs. So not just to work, but they're saying they're trying to cut back on the cost of getting places, right? And so these people are saying, they're trying to drive their car less. Obviously, gas has gone up in price. It's come down a little bit in recent months, but still quite high compared to where it was 2-3 years ago. So they're trying to reduce their costs there. They're even doing things like putting off non-necessary repairs on their vehicles to save money, right? Now, I wouldn't advise that if you can afford it, because obviously small problems can add up to big problems. But it's pretty clear right now that people are trying to find any way they can to save money on their commute.
And in terms of, who's doing more to sort of change the way that they're, commuting or what have you, what demographic is making the most changes?
Yeah, definitely. So as I mentioned, more people over 35 drive their vehicles. So, of course, those who drive their vehicles more are looking at reducing their costs more. Those with lower incomes, of course, are the ones that are making big changes as well, right? So those earning under $60,000 a year, for instance, are right now trying to save money wherever they can. So that makes a lot of sense. Essentially, most car owners right now are looking at their monthly budget and saying, right, what can I do to reduce this bill? Gas is up. We've talked about it here at RATES.ca, but we expect insurance rates to go up this year as well. So that's another thing that unfortunately consumers are going to have to deal with. So people with vehicles right now are saying, gas was cheap for a long time. Insurance rates were comparatively good. Now costs are going up. So what can I do here to help cut back on my costs a little bit?